Good morning, everyone. Treasure Troller here from the partially mask-wearing militant state of Michigan. Gonna do two short vlogs today rather than one long one. The first one is I had the comment about being, I don't know, narrow-minded or a bit myopic on my view of the Rich Rodriguez 3-year stay at Michigan. And it was my comment about they didn't like in his speech, his run-on sentence. I was being a little sarcastic, but like I said before I started reading the book, I thought it was a cultural thing. So I read the book, and I don't really think my view was that myopic after all. I think I was pretty much 100% correct that it was a cultural thing. I mean, they were asking Rich Rod's wife before they got there if they thought they were going to fit in. They had the regent had gone to, I believe it was the athletic director, didn't like the way Rich used the word ain't. So I do think it was a very cultural thing, and the rest of it was, to me, was more of the pile-on effect. I just think those free press writers that started the NCAA investigation just didn't like Rich Rod, and it was kind of said that in the book. I mean, Lloyd Carr did really harm the program with all the transfers. And, I mean, there were some other... The one thing, though, I guess you'd have to say about Rich Rodriguez, those 3 years were like the worst defenses that's ever been at Michigan. I mean, the defenses were horrible. It really, I guess the bottom line for me, sort of the take that based on the book, that really he didn't delve too far into, was, you know, this whole Michigan man tradition kind of started with Bo Schembechler. I mean, they had coaches before. I think it was Yost, and I keep thinking, I can't think of the other guy. I want to say Fritz Chrysler, but I don't think that was it. But they had the Point a Minute gang. But the Michigan man thing really started with Bo Schembechler. And another thing that he has to talk about was the team. And what really sort of stuck with me after I read the book and started thinking about it was that only applies, the Michigan man thing only applies to a person, and that it really didn't apply to the program. Lloyd Carr, for what you would have, it's like, well, what would have made a difference? Well, if that athletic director, I think it was Martin at the time, was more inclusive with Lloyd Carr, made him part of the process. If Rich Rodriguez had went and talked to Lloyd Carr and said, hey, I'm going to need your help. I mean, they, in a sense, if they would have went over and bent over backwards and kissed Lloyd Carr's ass, things may have been different for Rich Rod. Might possibly have been different for Rich Rod. But I think if you really are a Michigan man, and it is all about the team, you wouldn't have to be asked to do that. That Lloyd Carr should have been there promoting Rich Rod and helping him out in any way possible to make the program the best that it could be. And he didn't do that. An alumni didn't do that. and the university didn't do that, and the media didn't do that, but the media shouldn't be necessarily included. They just knew they had the free shot, and they were willing to take it. So if anything, I think it somehow dampened or dispelled the Michigan man thing a little bit, and that Lloyd Carr is not a Michigan man, and Lloyd Carr wasn't about the program. Lloyd Carr was about Lloyd Carr. And Lloyd, when you lose to Appalachian State, I mean, you're lucky you got your pension. But the culture thing was, to me, the main thing, and that's what my premise was to begin with. So I do not stand corrected. This further supports my opinion that it was a cultural thing, and that because he wasn't a Michigan man, because it's Michigan, this is Michigan for God's sakes, because he somehow didn't fit that. Of course, and like they said in the book, every other coach that came along, I mean, Yost wasn't a Michigan man, Bo Schembechler wasn't a Michigan man. He was, I want to say, at Bowling Green. He was with Woody Hayes at Bowling Green. So before he got to Michigan, he wasn't a Michigan man. So I think I was pretty much spot on. But it did show me that not only Michigan, but a lot of players from a lot of former players weren't really behind this and would stand behind the Michigan program. That's what was sad about it. So that's it for this one. This is Treasure Troller saying aloha and good day.